Hi friends, today is Tuesday, April 28th. The days are all running into each other. It's Miss Jones. I am going to talk about growing potatoes in buckets. So if you go to my Instagram account, you can see a picture of potatoes that I actually had. They're just plain old russet potatoes that I had left over from Easter. And the potatoes actually started to sprout. That's called chitting. So I let them chit on purpose so that way I could grow them at home. So this is a good way to grow your own food from plain old store-bought potatoes. So I broke it down into steps so that way we could go over the steps. Now, if we were at school, we could grow the potatoes in the raised garden beds or we could grow the potatoes in the ground, but that's not really possible at my house because of bugs that could eat them. My mom actually tried to grow potatoes in big like contractor bags, which is actually possible. And she did this several years ago, but also bugs got to them. You know, again, I live in Pearl City. It's wetter here, so we have different kinds of pests than, you know, that you get on the leeward side, which is drier. So you have to adjust your growing methods depending on where you live. So for me, I'm going to try growing them in buckets, which can be really successful. The amount of potatoes that you're going to produce isn't going to be as high. But I'm probably not going to have as many bugs, so that's going to be good. Okay, so let's start with the steps. So the first thing you're going to want to do, step one, I got a bucket and I drilled some holes. Now, why did I drill holes in the bucket? Well, this is not a pot. If I don't drill holes in it, then when I water my potatoes, the water has no place to go, and the potatoes and the roots and things like that would rot because the water would just stay inside. So it's really important that you have holes in the bottom of your bucket so it can drain. Now, what do you do if you don't have a bucket? Well, you have to be resourceful. How many of you have cats at home, like I do? If you have cats, then you probably have cat litter. Cat litter comes in big buckets. So if you have cat litter buckets, then you can always use a cat litter bucket to grow all kinds of things in. Okay, step two. After you drill holes in your bucket, you want to cover the bottom with a little bit of gravel. And the reason why you want to do this, can anybody guess? It's so that the soil doesn't fall through the holes. And so you only need a little bit of gravel or rocks to put on the bottom just to cover up those holes a little bit, blocking the soil from falling through. Okay? So we want the water to run through, but we don't want the soil to run through. Step three, after you put your gravel on the bottom, you want to put about 3 or 4 inches of soil. That's what I did. You can measure it and mark it with a pen, but I didn't measure, just eyeballed it. Those are my potatoes that I let sprout. So I'm gonna reach down and pick one up. I cut these into pieces and then I put them on the soil like this, and you can see the eyes sprouted. And these are my potatoes from Easter, just a couple that I had left over. So I spread them out. I didn't put them too close together. So that's step 3. Okay, step 4. After you put those in your soil, you're gonna cover them up with another 3 or 4 inches of soil. See, I have a lot of space from the top. That's okay, because after you cover them up, you're gonna water them. They're gonna sprout through with leaves. After they sprout through, you're gonna put more soil. Let them sprout up higher. You're gonna put more soil. Let them sprout up higher till the top is all covered up. Yeah, and then after a couple of months, they're gonna be ready to harvest. Ooh, it's a little windy at my house. We're probably not gonna get to the harvesting point. Well, we won't get to the harvesting point because summer's gonna happen. But we'll probably get to the point where I'm gonna get to show you guys at least some of the sprouting. So those are the steps. Drill holes, cover the holes with gravel, put 3 or 4 inches of soil down, put your sprouted potato pieces, then cover those up with 3 or 4 inches of soil. As the leaves sprout through, continue to cover up with soil till you reach the top, and then just wait for it to be harvest time. Okay, so that's how you can make potatoes from potatoes that you have sprouted at home. All right, friends, I will see you later, navigators.